friends, welcome back. I'm Elaine and I'm living with autoimmune disease, and for today's adventure we are at Descanso Gardens in La Cañada Flintridge. It's LA County. My husband David is here with me.
Hi.
And we are about to take you into the gardens. We're excited to be here, to be outside today. It actually hailed in LA County this week, so it was pretty cold, but today is a nice day. It's beautiful, and we're excited to bring you along on our adventure. Come along. A medical adventure led us to this fun adventure. I had an appointment recently at a hospital that is next to the gardens, and David and I were both like, we haven't ever been there, so why haven't we been there? It is currently 73 degrees in La Cañada.
I'm excited to be outside. We haven't been on an adventure in a while.
I know, it's a really nice day too. It's a Chrysler Imperial. Feels like it should be a car, right, David?
Yeah.
Sad story here. Apparently, we've missed rose season. The roses, they're not in bloom. Aww. That's okay. I bet they're beautiful in the summer. We'll have to come back spring, summer. We'll come back to see the rose garden, but apparently this is the wrong season for roses. We are here February 19th. So if you are excited about the rose garden like I was, February 19th is not going to be your time. David, what wildlife did you see?
Squirrel.
Gosh, it's so tame. It's not even moving. There's a woodpecker up there. Across the bridge we go. Is there a troll? No trolls. So for those with little ones, they have a little train ride. It's not included in your entrance fee, but it's $5, and they take you on a little train ride around the garden. David read the rose garden sign, but I was so upset that the roses weren't blooming. What does it say, David?
Peak blooming season is May to October.
Well, we're here in February, so I guess that's why we missed it. More is in bloom over here instead of in the sun. So we are about to walk this way. We're going towards Mr. Body's house. And you know I'm gonna keep saying Mr. Body because there's plenty of opportunity for hiking here. See, hiking.
This is Elaine's hiking.
Yes. He isn't wearing any pants. Cool amphitheater, and the benches are covered in, it's poetry. Each little paint paper has a poem on it. That's cool.
What should I put here? I don't quite know what to write. I'm bad at poetry.
That makes me laugh. You tried. A for effort. Cool. Descanso Garden is 80 acres, so there is a lot to see here. I think we could spend hours here. We are headed to the Japanese garden. Fun facts, going to Japan is actually on my bucket list. It is something I really, really want to do. I've always been obsessed with Harajuku and Harajuku fashion, and I would love to go see a Harajuku walk in Tokyo, but it is on my bucket list. So someday when I'm healthy enough and the world is open again, I'm going to Japan. This is so pretty. This is probably my favorite part of the garden thus far. What do you think, David?
I agree.
It's just really peaceful and calm. There are a lot more people around here, but I can see why, because it is very peaceful. They've added life advice along the path here.
Please stay on the path. Good life lessons.
If anyone wants to know how traffic cones are grown, right here. Apparently they're blue before they turn orange. That one's not ripe yet.
Not quite right.
Koi fish pond. These signs are really friendly if you are chronically ill or differently abled. They're actually color coordinated so that they will tell you the Hilltop Gardens, a 7-minute walk, and it says there's a moderate grade and a steep grade. So it's really cool that you can plan out your day for how you're feeling. If you want to be adventurous and try it, you'll know what you're encountering and you know about how long it's going to take you to get there. I will say this is very doable. I currently have a hip problem and it is difficult for me to move around and walk. I'm having to do this slower. There are a lot of benches, like I said, and I just saw a woman walking this in a walking boot. So it is very easy. It is not all gravel, and I'll show you a little bit of the paths. They're paved. And like I showed you, the signs tell you what you're in for, like how long. There's benches all along the way for you to sit and relax. So if you are apprehensive about coming because of a current medical condition or injury, I would say come on.
You can even come in a wheelchair. They are paved walkways.
They're paved, so if you have a motorized scooter or wheelchair, it's definitely accessible to you. And I'm doing it with a bad hip, like I said, and there's plenty of places for me to sit and rest. The paths are paved. They're not all gravel or mulch. Is that what it's called? Mulch?
Yes.
And so they're a paved path. What is this? Does anybody know? David's guess was.
Little shop of Harvard.
I feel like you shouldn't sing, David, because it might come alive.
Maybe.
They have a eatery here, a little cafe, so we're gonna grab some lunch and we're headed that way. I'll let you guys know what the menu is, so if you want to have lunch when you're here, you'll have an idea of what there is. And there's something in the hall right there. That's cool. We might have to go see that. The cafe is called The Kitchen at Descanso. The menu at the kitchen. The snacks for purchase. They have fruit and drinks, water, and some cakes. But oh my gosh, you guys, look at these brownies and these cookies. Yum. What'd you get for lunch?
Got a Reuben on rye.
Cool. And what'd you get to drink?
Hibiscus lemonade.
It looks pretty.
It does.
I got a chicken and brie on sourdough. Because I have eating issues, I did ask if they were able to modify the chicken sandwich to take off the brie since I'm lactose intolerant. And she said they were able to do that. So if you have eating problems or dietary restrictions like I do, be sure to ask them, and they were very accommodating, so that was really nice. It sometimes causes a little anxiety when you need to eat out when you have dietary problems. I did bring stuff with me to eat, but I wanted to eat with David, and I'm excited, so now I can. This is my chicken and brie arugula. Really just chicken and bread and arugula. This is David's. Looks like it has some Thousand Island and what kind of cheese was it?
Swiss.
And it came with a pickle. David hates pickles. I'm about to dig into that. We're headed into the gift shop now. They have a gift shop. I'm really excited about that. I told David I wanted to hit it before on our way out because I'm afraid they might close early. But I wanted to mention, if you want to bring your own food or your drinks, you can do that. They don't discourage or not allow outside food or beverages, so you are able to bring your own food and drink in. They just ask that you eat it in the picnic area. This is the gift shop. They are open until 5, so I was worried for no reason. But we're gonna go ahead and hop in here and see what they have for sale. Can we just take a moment? My gosh, this is like my dream. It's a Rice Krispie treat covered in sprinkles. Can we just for a second? And not discounting this one either, honestly. Okay. And if you would like to take a plant home with you, they have plenty of plants for sale here. I'm just curious if any of you have been here to Descanso Gardens. If you have, leave me a comment down below and let me know what your favorite garden was. Right now, I think the Japanese garden is my favorite. However, when we come back when the roses are in bloom, that might change. But right now, it's the Japanese garden. So let me know if you've been here. We're headed back into the garden now, and we are going towards Mr. Body's house. Have you caught the theme yet? Anybody know? Mr. Body? We're going to Mr. Body's house. We're walking our lunch off. I should have gotten a cookie. Oh, house. So if you're wondering, Descanso Garden was a private residence. So this is the house of the person that used to own it. And in the non-pandemic times, you're able to go in and do a tour of the house. But we are here, obviously, still a pandemic, so we're unable to go in and actually do the tour, but we are able to come up and look at it. David did some research on the owner of Descanso Garden before we came, and he has some good information on it.
This was the home of Manchester Body, which is why we're making all the clue jokes, because his name actually is Body. He was
B-O-D-D-Y.
B-O-D-D-Y.
David.
Yeah.
Do you think that he had a wrench or a lead pipe in the conservatory?
I bet he has a conservatory or a lounge.
Do you think he has a candlestick in the dining room?
He probably does.
Ba-dum-bum.
With his Colonel Mustard.
Anyway.
But anyway, he was born in Washington and born really poor, a very self-made man. He actually fought in World War I and was gassed, came back to the United States, eventually made his way to California, where he started working for a local newspaper, the Los Angeles Daily Illustrated, and he became the editor, eventually purchased the newspaper, which was failing at the time, turned it around, made a whole lot of money, and then in 1953, he gave his home here to Los Angeles County and the Gardens, and it became a county gardens. So this house was built in about 1923, I believe. So lived here for a while. Died in 1967 in Pasadena.
Cool. Thank you, David.
Mm-hmm.
David's our historian of the channel. And David, how did Descanso Garden get its name?
So Mr. Body, who came to California and eventually found his fortune as a newspaper publisher, he bought this land from the Verdugo family, who had held it for generations when the Verdugo family eventually had gotten it from the Spanish. So when Mr. Body bought it, he decided to rename this area, instead of Verdugo Ranch, he called it Descanso Gardens, because in Descanso, in Spanish, apparently means restful. So he thought this was a great place to be restful.
Very good, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And so you all know, it really is the Body House, B-O-D-D-Y. We've come into the gallery, and the gallery really has a lot of great history about the area. If you all are here to pop in here, check it out. It's open from 10 to 4, the sign says. So this is about the Verdugos and San Rafael. What Diva was telling you about the people that own the property before Mr. Body bought it. And here he is. Diva, who is it?
That is Elias Manchester Body.
Mr. Body. Mr. Haga Gallery, open from 10 to 4. Lots of good information. This is the back of Mr. Body's house. That's the back of David. He had a beautiful view of the San Gabriel Mountains. Man, this would be like an awesome place just to like sit and drink your coffee in the morning. Can you imagine? Oh, I would love this. We're coming down from Mr. Body's house, but I wanted to show you all the driveway. I love these stone bridges. They kind of remind me of Scotland. I remember seeing these stone bridges and stone roads when we were in Scotland. That's what it reminds me of. Garden hours are daily, 9 to 5. It cost us $15 to get in here, and they do, yes, $15 each. They do offer a senior and student discount, so if you are in one of those groups, there is a discount, but otherwise it's $15 entrance, and well worth it. I think we got our $15 worth. I'm gonna link the website down below if you're interested in coming to Descanso Garden, and Anything else you would like to add, David?
No.
I think we had a good day. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. I love hearing from you guys. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to come along on more of my adventures, I'd love to have you. The more friends, the more better. Please subscribe. It does help me out when you subscribe. And until my next adventure, go have yours.